Hello, everybody. Welcome to another follow-up. This one is for Stratosphere by Duster. This is a pretty solid album. This is pretty solid. I it doesn't currently click with me, but I understand the hype, and I can see it clicking with me in the future. Like I get this album, but as a whole, it's not perfect to me as of right now. So let's go ahead and go track by track on this one. This will take a little while. As you can see, I have it at about a 3.5. I could see it turning into a 4 in the future as I listen to this more. There are certainly songs on this album that I don't enjoy all that much, but there's a lot of really great highlights. So Moon Age, basic intro, not a lot to say here. Just kind of the sounds leading into the album, kind of making that obvious. Heading for the Door is a nice indie rock track with simple but effective guitar. It does the trick. Gold Dust, great. Aside from the minimal Moon Age, this is kind of the first sign of some texture leading into the space rocky stuff. It's just a really nice track. Topical Solution is decent, if a bit kind of plodding. I like the composition. It's like Slint dreaming of space and stuff. Docking the Pod. I don't really get this track. It's like oddly progressive and it's kind of cool in a way, but it's not really exactly pleasant to listen to, at least not for me. And then that goes into The Landing, which I think has some interesting soundscape ideas. It kind of reminds me of Ween in a like very roundabout way. It's a bit psyche, but still kind of slow. Echo Bravo, I might get some hate on this one, but I don't really get the hype behind this track. It just has an overly long intro, not incredibly groundbreaking shoegazy noise stuff going on. It's alright, and it's fine in the album context, but as a standalone track, I just don't really get the hype personally. Constellations, even though I rate this the same as Landing, I kind of like it a little bit more. The lo-fi guitar is nice, and the vibe is like melancholy. It's just cool. The Queen of Hearts, Slint comparison. I actually think this track is nice. Nothing to write home about, but I think it's a solid listen. Sorry, I'm falling down. My chair sucks. Two-way radio, short interlude, nothing really to say here, very simple. Inside Out is short and sweet, slow chord dream pop. It's a highlight for sure, of course. What was it, the TikTok track that got big? Stratosphere, even though it's like a nearly 7-minute drone track and it feels sort of out of place on here in a way. It's super cool with mesmerizing production. Read to Hillsborough is a nice dynamic track that utilizes a lot of the strengths of the album all in one place. Pretty good. Shadows of Plains kind of just feels like a slower Heading for the Door, but it's a nice and short idea. Earth Moon Transit, interesting song structure on this one, nice guitar lick going throughout. And even though they keep reusing similar chord ideas and compositions, they find nice ways to vary them enough to make sense for this kind of concept album thing going on. The Twins/Romantica, there are elements of this song that I really like, but it doesn't come together as a whole for me. It's not bad though. And then for Sidereal, I just wrote Beep Boop. I don't remember why. So yeah, this album, it's kind of like, the way I would describe it is it's kind of like Spiderland meets This Is a Long Drive for someone with nothing to think about. It has elements of the kind of darker, plodding sort of post-rock that Slint was doing, while also incorporating some like very approachable indie rock kind of guitar ideas that like early Modest Mouse was doing. My favorite tracks are Gold Dust, Inside Out, Stratosphere, Read to Hillsborough, and Earth Moon Transit, with shout outs to Heading for the Door, The Landing, Constellations, Queen of Hearts, Shadows of Plains. Those are my shout outs. So all in all, I think this album is quite solid. I think as I was listening to it, I mentioned it's a bit long. There's just some stuff here that I feel doesn't need to be here, or maybe like a slight rearrangement of the track listing perhaps. But overall, I think it's quite good, and I'm glad I listened to it. And I'm actually interested to check out Contemporary Movement as well, to see if I might like that even maybe a bit more, because that was their one they did 2 years later. So anyway, that's my follow-up for Duster's Stratosphere. Nice, slow core space rock album. Good stuff. And that's all I have for you. So thank you for watching, and until next time, Godspeed.